Oh, for fuck's sake. Sorry. I'm so sorry. That's got to be a record, hasn't it? I fell asleep. Oh, I've got a headache as well. And I've got a yogurt here. Can't let that go to waste. You know, the last thing I remember thinking, like before you do a stream, well, before I do a stream, I sort of think, what am I going to talk about? I'm a bit out of breath because I fell asleep. I was thinking I'll explain to people that I'm shattered and that I'm shouldn't really be streaming. Should probably be sleeping. I already fell asleep earlier when my missus came round. She came round for 2 hours. I only see her for about 15 minutes. I thought, no, you'll be all right. Do a call in, you know. You can just sort of direct a bit of conversation. And I remember thinking, no, just sort of... I basically thought I'll explain that to you. And VAR, the next thing I heard was a VAR. And I thought, hey, hang on. Open my eyes. I see there's a little... He's upstairs. Come on, pissed again. So massive apologies. Amazing. I think it's VAR. It's incredible. Oh, so close to a double vartation. I think it's a measure of the character of the glorious house that so many people hung around because you spoke to each other, obviously. I'll put this back in the fridge, all right? Not before I've eaten a bit more of it, though. Just have to check I haven't got any yogurt on my chin. That's not a good look, is it? Hey, mate, you got yogurt on your chin? No, sorry. Right. Oh, that's very encouraging. I will wake up. You know, there's nothing like a few quid to engage the brain. And we will have a call in. And we will talk to some people. Oh my God, my bloody cramer's falling down. Look, my cramer's falling down. I got pants on though. I got underwear on. Don't know why. Now listen, I've got to talk to my missus because I've been asleep. She would have called me and she'll be terrified. So I know that it's a bit ridiculous to be 20 minutes late and still not started, but you know, the missus top of the tree in it. There are priorities. Thank you very much for those donations. Hi, darling. Streaming. Oh. You want to say hello? Okay. Go on, you look beautiful.
Hello, guys. Oi, mate.
That's an impression of me. Darling, I'll talk to you later. I'll send you 3 of those, okay?
Okay, bye.
I'll see you later, Pop. Bye. And the stream has started. What do you make of a Midjourney? I'll tell you what, it's so much fun making thumbnails on Midjourney. You know, it used to take me ages to make a thumbnail, but now it takes me ages. Now it just takes longer, but they're not as individual. How do I even see it? View, full screen preview. I mean, have a look at this, and just in case you didn't miss it. I've got an headache. It ain't a migraine. It's just, you know, being woken up a bit on the quick. That's what's done it. But don't worry, I'll work through it. I will complain about it frequently, though, if that's all right. That ain't bad, is it? And you know what? Obviously, I'll put the text over that myself. But I put imagine, because you have to put in that prompt. I put imagine a 30-year-old white man, really angry, screaming, view from the side. Oh, and I said light yellow background. Yeah, and then I got that. Ain't bad, is it? Not bad. It's far from perfect though. Look in his mouth. Look at his bottom teeth. Look, hang on a minute. What's going on there? Doctor, what's the problem? I've got that. I mean, that's hospital, isn't it? You'd go to the hospital if you had that. What's up, mate? I've got Shangri-La in my mouth. I can't believe there's 160 odd comments. Right, let me get some hellos in. While there's 80 bloody people here. Lovely to see you all. Let me get that off the screen. Right, let's get some hellos in because I haven't been streaming as much as I used to. Scrubstock 2. Right, listen, people. Why is that still showing? I don't even know what I'm doing. If I fall asleep, VART me and I'll refund the VART. So if I do go, because that did wake up before and I'll refund it. That's a deal. If it takes more than one, no, if it takes more than two, you know what? I'm going to have to put a bit of tiger balm on my forehead. I mean, it's what you're coming for, isn't it? All this nonsense, because... Oh, the glory of tiger balm. Works for everything. Absolutely limited functionality. Right, I had so much to tell you. Scrubstock was incredible. Absolutely incredible. Not only did I miss Ugh. Oi, Ugh the second. Are you here? Tell me if you here. Oh, look, Rags was on the lookout for me. Was you? Did you try and ring me on Telegram or something, Rags? Apologies. Ugh the second. Are you here? And Tech Roach, are you here? I also missed the song by Tech Roach. So they're the two I know about. If anyone else submitted a song to Scrubstock and it didn't get played, email it to me tonight and I'll play it. There you go. I think we'll go with Tech Roach's while you're debating. Tech Roach, are you here? I mean, Tech Roach often catches up with streams later, but and I know it's not the same, obviously, as having your song played during the festival. It was excellent, though, wasn't it? Wasn't Al really good, and wasn't Devon really good as well? I put the transcription of Devon's stuff into the Scrubs Lifeboat. This might not be a good idea because it's a bit out of context, isn't it? Oh, hang on. I think what I'll do is I'll save them and I'll do a leftovers Scrubstock 2, the after party. Whoa. So if you did submit a tune and because I make mistakes. I think a couple of them I put into my Substack file. Oh yeah, I've got a Substack rather than a Scrubstock file. Easy mistake to make. And now I've got bloody tiger balm everywhere and it's on my mouth and neither of us are gonna suffer more. Right, so yeah, I'll do Scrubstock 2, the after party. So if I did send you a tune and it wasn't on Scrubstock 2, email it to me again and it will be on the after party. Okay, so that's a deal. It's a bit out of order just playing someone's song out of context now. I wouldn't want that. If I'd submitted a song and then just on a normal stream someone said, and here's Chris's song, I'd be like, people didn't come here expecting to listen to this trash. They wanted to come here and listen to some other trash. I had so much to tell you. I know it's a call in, and I'm sure that Emma G's here to remind me that it should have been a call in. I did promise some hellos. Let me get these VARTs sorted instead first. Anglo says, I have to run, Scrubs. Oh, balls. I'm on Dad's taxi duty tonight. Oh, I'm Dad's taxi duty. I get it. Tell him I dropped him a $5. I got it, Anglo. I got it. I will let you know I got it as well. Nice one. Cheers, Anglo. Prasha Kanato. I know you're not here. Grego said that he asked Midjourney to draw comedian Chris Dangerfield as James Bond driving a scooter in Cambodia. It was not kind. Let's do it. Let's do it, shall we? Yeah, we'll do. I'll get that running in the background, and I'll put it here. I'll put it here so we can see it while it's going. Hang on a minute. Let me just get it off of that page because you get banned from YouTube for pictures like that on the internet, if you know what I mean. I'm saying it's pornography. It's not. It's not at all, by the way. It's just that. It was, you know what? You know, I done that Midjourney and I talked about porn and making your own porn, and we made our own scrub pornette, didn't we? Surprising amount of people have asked me what that software was. I'm not even joking as well. And also, they've all seemed to ask me about 11:30 to midnight Friday, Saturday UK time. I'm thinking from the booze, he's gone. I'm back. Hello, yo, testing. I think they, bored with that 1994 Club International and thought they'd make some of their own. Right, let's run Grego's one through and see what it says. Right, here we go. Forward prompt. Imagine. I'll show you it. I'll put it on the screen now so you can see me type it in. You'll see other people's images because that's how Midjourney works. You're in like a group room. And that noise, which you won't hear, well, it might go through the mic. So I'm right at the bottom there. Let's make it a bit bigger. So can you see where my cursor spinning round in the middle there? And watch it go down to there. So imagine, I've just put that there. Imagine, so Grego, draw. Oh no, he didn't say that. Draw. No, he didn't say that. It actually starts with commit. Oh fuck! I fucked it up. How do I cancel that job? No, don't worry about it. Right, comedian Chris Dangerfield as James Bond driving a scooter in Cambodia. There you go. Exactly as Grego said it there. Right. Now I'll make Midjourney smaller again, or you won't be able to see it. Boop, boop, boop. I'll enter that prompt. Boop, and then I'll pop that there. So in a minute, we'll come back to that. There you go. It's making it. How exciting. Nice one, Anglo. Where are we now? Oh, there's some anger in the chat, which is interesting. We're talking about anger tonight. I want you to tell me if anger's ever worked for you. I don't think anger works. I think it has a function, but I don't think it works. I don't think it's ever worked for me. So I would like to know some stories or some thoughts. Alan, all good, mate. Nice to see you out. Un plaisir. VC, hello VC. Here's a Bruce Jenner. I've never heard Bruce Jenner. I'll take it though. Nice one for the Bruce. VC, Mouse Cat, nice one. Chris, been listening and learning. Last 100 years history of China, Cambodia, Siam, Mao, Pol Pot, Vietnam, Indochina wars. Interesting yet so sad. My assumption is Pol Pot was a midwit. Now I've got to be a little bit careful of what I say about that. I mean, I know a fair amount about the Opium Wars. I read quite a lot of books on the Opium Wars because there was obviously two of them. Thailand has never successfully been invaded. Well, you probably do know that as well. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting how the European wars are considered the world wars. And I think that's because at the time they were the most technologically advanced. But Angkor Wat, when it was populated with about 1 million people, London had 30,000 people there. And Cambodia was one of the most advanced civilizations in the world. But I mean, Vietnam, people think about the Vietnam War and they think, yeah, I know about the Vietnam War. The Americans, the Viet Cong versus the South Vietnamese, the communists versus the normal Vietnamese. And the Americans went in to help and done the off when they realized they couldn't. And yet then you find out that Vietnam's been at war for like 150 years. It's just been hell over there. Absolute nightmare. The French, I think, but the English, the parties they've had. Right, I think we're here. I think we've got our picture. Grego's prompt. There you go. We make them a bit bigger. I think they've certainly... let me put them in my other paint shop so that we can see them a little bit bigger. I certainly think they've gone more for the James Bond than the Chris Dangerfield. What are you talking about? Look at that. That's all right, isn't it? I quite like that one. Down. I'll tell you what I'm getting from that. Look at that. Look at what? I suppose it is a bit Cambodian in the background. It's got a bit of Angkor about it. It's got a bit of a Taj Mahal on the top of Angkor. It's a bit Taj what? But I am getting Louis. Oh, dun. I mean, that's the full Sean Connery. I mean, I quite like it though. Look at the legacy signature. Let's try and zoom in on the legacy signature. Look, the legacy where the AI has noticed that cartoons have little pictures on the signatures on them, so it's got one on it, but completely out of context because it hasn't been written by, drawn by a human. And that is a very strange image. I mean, this is what nice. How many fingers has my left arm got there? Let's have a zoom in on that. Not quite sure how many fingers I've got there. Hello, mate. Do us 7 sausage rolls, please. But this is the thing about AI. It's not what you put in, it's what you fail to put in. So, I mean, look at the depth of... I don't know what the handlebars are up to either. But look at the depth of field. Look at the weird focus. Look at the difference in contrast between the geezer in the whistle and the background. It's just had to fill in the gaps, and it doesn't know how to do that. Let's have a look at this one here. It's amazing that... Have a look at these two fellas here. Straight out of the killing fields. Incredible. Well, nice one, Grego. That's absolutely lovely. I'll keep that and certainly won't delete that right now because that would be rude. Nice one, Mouse Cat. Let us know. Pol Pot was trained in Paris. He studied in Paris, during the middle of the big sort of post-Soviet kind of, why did the Soviet Union collapse? Well, because we haven't been looking at culture enough. We've been stuck with this kind of orthodox economic-based Marxism. We need to go more Frankfurt School Marxism. And they turned him into essentially he's one of the first SJWs. Came here, said, no, we're starting again. We're putting the calendar back to zero. And all the kids, because they haven't been tainted and stained by capitalism, they can kill everyone who reads books and things. Every fucking time, the same old turnout with communism. It's ridiculous. But obviously, I just want to point out, it wasn't real communism because that would be you can't have that. It's ridiculous. Hello, Crosshatch. How are you, man? I hope you're using Leonardo AI. Blows Midjourney. I'll blow your Midjourney in a minute if you're lucky. Hello, John. Hello, Alan. Hello, Otto. The boy Craig. Jessica. RP. Hello, mate. You've got Rip Van Stinkles. You've got the Rip Van Stinkles. I don't know what they are, but I'll take them if they're on offer. Hello, Sean. Oh, it was epic. It really was, wasn't it? Good Lord. Hello, Pizzle. How are you, son? I know I've missed a few people. I'm just trying to... Pax Max, Snoopy, Special K on Acid also thought it was epic. Hello, Al. Thank you, Al. Al gave up nearly 5 hours of his time. Devon gave up 3 hours of his time. Joan Jackson's caught a live one. I've caught a live one. I've caught a live one. Don't look at me if you want to survive one. I've caught a live one. I've caught a live one. Don't. Vilton. Come and eat your custard creams before I upgrade you to a bourbon. Dave's Waffle House drops in the $1.99, but Avic Grifter. Yeah, but you're confusing me, Dave's ex-hunter. Nice one, Dave's ex-hunter. Superb stuff. That's not fair, really, is it? Hello, Rob. Good to see you, mate. As ever. Ladyboy Yogurt. Oy. I dread to think what... I don't know what it is. Hopefully, I don't know what it is, because if I do know what it is... let me turn off Midjourney, because it's going... And it's making me think of Terminator 5, The Return of the Borg. Tricky Woo. Nice to see you. Charlie Sparkles. Ravers didn't even know you could send memberships. Could send membership months as a thing. I don't know what that is either. So nor did I. I still don't know what it is. Is that my man Bullet dropped a lady there? I think it is. Hello, 42. Marzipan's in here, really. Hello, Nyrab. It's been a while. Good Lord. Marzipan's in. Just expressing his sexuality as usual. Good to see him. Good to see him. Did I put 42? Hang on, we've got a new. Laurie R. YY4U. I'm new. Hi. Watch this, Laurie R. This is how nice everyone here is. There's 100 people here. That went down to 99 when I said it. That would be Laurie Art leaving. Say hello to Laurie, people. That would be nice. Nice welcome, innit? Laurie, I used to stream twice a day. Then it went down to once a day. Now it's about 2-3 times a week. But I will get back to more. It's just I'm trying to finish a novel I've been writing for 7 odd years. And I'll tell you what, people, that's nearly there. And it's absolute rubbish too. Nice to have you on board, Laurie. I also make standalone videos. Maybe you see some of my dragons then. I'll tell you what, Laurie, it would be helpful for me to know how you found out about this. Did YouTube suggest this stream to you, or did you see one of my videos? You don't have to answer. You don't have to do anything around here. Little bit of kindness always goes down well around here. I'll tell you what, there's someone that close to being banned, just leaving ridiculous comments. I know a drunk person's comments when I see them, and you know it's bad enough when they're in a video comments, but on my Substack as well. No. There's only so much I'll tolerate. Joan talks about Vartan dreams. Hello, Vincent. How are you, son? I need to make some adjustments and erase the extra teeth. I had to erase. I'm not joking. I'll show you something, just so that you know that I'm not just going along with it. How would I find this? Open. I erased some extra teeth already today. I had to make an image for a bit of promotional work. Where will it be there? And I had to erase some extra teeth. I'll show you it. Yeah. So here's a skeleton that I'm using in an advert, like an email marketing campaign. And it's quite a nice skeleton. I got Midjourney to knock that up, okay? But the problem is there was another set of teeth in between those two. If I zoom in, you'll be able to see the remnants of them. I left some of the remnants in. Can you see those sort of remnants? I left them so that it didn't just look like, you know, a really black hole of contrast. But yeah, there were 3 sets of teeth, which wouldn't be so bad if the skull was maybe of like a 3-year-old, I guess. But that doesn't look like a 3-year-old, does it? So I've already erased some teeth today. Look, it's Chris Dangerfield live role play game. Let's go. What do you want to do, 42? Move forward. You are welcome to the castle of Illuminatus. Tell me what you want to do next. Is Loomy Boomy in? Right, I can't stream for too long because I've got this headache coming on and I've got to get some writing done tonight, and it's already gone 2 o'clock. I've been jabbering for 30 minutes. Let's get this. We don't have to talk about anger, but I'd like to. I'm going to say this now. Never. I cannot think of a time when anger has done me proud. When anger has helped me in a situation. Now, the opposite of anger is acceptance. And I can see when that's done me a favour. Now, I'm not saying anger doesn't help, but when you feel anger, that's when you've got to identify, right, why am I angry? Okay, because this has happened. This is happening. This might happen. Okay, so my body's telling me that I need to be very aware of something. But don't just sit in the anger, because then you're out of control. If you look at all the best fighters, look at someone like Tyson, or look at people in the UFC, like people who know how to fight. The best fighters are the ones who are in control. They don't lose their rag. Because if you're in control, I mean, who's the better fighter? Someone who's in control or someone who's out of control? Someone who's in control. So you let yourself, okay, anger. Now let's accept the situation and do something about it if possible. But what people tend to do is not move from anger to acceptance. They stay in the anger, and it nearly always makes the situation worse. I would love to know if any of you have experienced that, or I'd really love to know if any of you can give me an example of where anger has helped you, where you've stayed in the anger. Maybe it has. I'm not saying it hasn't for all of you. I'm just saying it hasn't for me. I'm just going to check. Vartation has occurred. Really encouraging to get so many donations, people. I know everyone's skint, and so that's absolutely lovely. Alan says it's good to get pissed off now and then. Yeah, I'm with you on that. But I think there's a difference between, when you get pissed off, I don't want to get it. I don't want it to come down. This is what Alan just made that donation, by the way. I still haven't read 42s or Little Bullets or Alan's new one. So let me I'll do them in reverse order. Hello, Plastic African. Nah, Robert, I think anger's terrible for fighting. I think, never in my life when someone's gone, you fucking cunt, I'm going to fucking rip you apart. And never have I gone, oh, no, look at, When they're like that, I'm thinking brilliant. Because as soon as that bloke who's holding him back lets go of him, he's going to go, no, hold me back. Please don't let go of me. Or if he doesn't, he's going to come at me like some kind of whirling dervish. I'm just going to pick that pint glass up and put it in between me and his face because I'm in control. But he's like, Aah! So I'm not saying that that isn't your experience, but that's not mine. Someone in the chat, it just went past. Someone in the chat said anger's good, and I think society kind of gives us that idea, and I think they give it to us to hobble us because it works against us. Public image. Anger is an energy. I'm the same about hate, Tricky Woo. I'm absolutely the same about hate. I think it's an absolute waste of time. It drains you of energy. And what does it achieve? The person or situation you hate usually doesn't even know you exist. And if it's a person, indifference is so much more powerful. You know, if you send messages, if someone's sending you messages who you hate, you writing back going, I fucking hate you, you're a piece of shit, I fucking hate you. They're sitting at home with their mates having a right laugh. Go on, wind him up again, go on, tell him you fucked his missus again. All that nonsense. But just ignore them. Trust me, ignoring them because they're not important. It has no, even if it's a situation rather than a person, hate uses a lot of energy. So use that energy on something productive to the exterior rather than destructive to the interior. You know, hate and resentment and bitterness, all those sort of angry things, they can chew you up and spit you out. They can make you physically sick. You know, stress is one of the biggest killers in the Western world. Now, I know stress is a bit of a jump, but you can understand that living in anger and hatred and bitterness, you know, it's all part of that sort of, you know, we think of like raging faces and high blood pressure. And nah, man, just sit down. Just sit down. Just consider things like an intellectual, like an adult, rather than like a child who does things in a... Hello, Sal. Sal says, I used to have a horrible temper and I was angry for years. Since I stopped taking chemicals, I stopped making myself appear like a foolish psycho. I think you're a lovely lady, Sal. I've seen you a little bit angry, but we're going back a while, so that's a bit unfair. And you seem me very stupid, so I think we should both agree 50-50. High five. We'll not let on. Right, here we go. Hang on, I still haven't got these other two. You know, look, I'm not saying don't have hate, because hate will come to you, but don't sit in it. My point is, read it for what it is, accept it, and then move on. Same with anger. Okay, I'm angry. Why am I angry? What can I do about it? Not just, I'm angry. You know, it makes a fool of you. Patch says, I'm angry because of something out of my control stopping me going back to Blighty. Now, okay, I get that. So you're trying to get home or whatever, and there's something that you can't control, you're powerless over. How is that anger helping you? Is it making the situation better, or is it making the situation worse? Because I'm going to guess it's making the situation the same, but you're angry. You know, that's it. Look at that. Lumi says, I invoked him while he's trying to learn free. Look, he's on it. Good work, though. No, absolutely learn it. There's a really cool YouTube channel, Lumi. Oh, hang on. Are you talking about real life sculpting now? That's all last century for me, mate. Move on. Good to see you, though, man. Let me just catch up with these last couple. Hello, October. Good to see you. Hello, Baz. Hello, Hans. Mega Essex Boy. Good to see thee. Ludwig. No Cat Popeye. Did I already say Ultra Mega Essex Boy? Badger's new on the firm as well. Hello, Badger. I've been really angry for about 6 years. I've not been really angry for about 6 years. I think it's getting older. Likewise, I used to be a little hot-headed. Now I'm like the Buddha. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm a bit like that. I used to, you know, I can still do it, and it, you know, I'm hardly perfect. I can still get angry. I fucked up over my girlfriend's shower. I made an absolute fool of myself, and potentially put my girlfriend's life in danger in a country where I don't have backup. And you know what? it just made the situation worse. That's all that happened. Nice to see you here, Badger. Did people say hello to that new person? I wasn't sure if they did. I can't remember his or her name. Eeyye. Can you please do a realistic sci-fi version of Flaming June by Sir Frederick Leighton? If it's any good, can you save it and send it to me? What, on Midjourney? I thought Flaming June were a band. I suppose so. I don't usually take Midjourney requests. Little Bullet, you know Midjourney's free. You can do it. You can spend hours doing it. Yeah, well, I'll do it because you're an OG and you've been here a while. Right. All right. Al's still recovering from Scrubstock. That's probably why I fell asleep. All right, hang on. We'll give it a go. Here we go. Let me get out of that newbies channel, though. Right. Let's see if we can do this. But you know, this is how it gets complicated, Little Bullet, because you said a realistic sci-fi version. So sci-fi is already not realistic, is it? You see what I mean? But here we go. Let's give it a go. It won't take long, and then we'll open up the lines. Yeah, then we'll get the telephone lines open. Hello, Bayswater 4835. Right, here we go. Imagine a science fiction version of is Flaming June a painting, is it? Yes, Frederick Leighton. A science fiction version of Flaming June by Sir Frederick. Is that the right spelling? It will fuck it if it isn't. Leighton. Right, okay, so a science... Oh, I spelled science wrong. A science fiction version of The Painting... The Painting, in inverted commas, Flaming June, by Frederick Leighton. We're going to want it in a different aspect ratio, but I can never remember what it is. Oh, yeah, that one will tell me. I'll just reverse that one. 3:2. Okay. Comma, dash, aspect ratio, dash, 3:2. Oh, that's not dash. That's square bracket. There we go. Bosh. And I'll make that smaller again. No more Midjourney requests, or we'll be here all night. I'm going to go to entropy. No, I'm not. I'm going to do them properly. Right, where's the last one that I missed? Right, there's 42, so we're nearly there. Don't worry, I nearly called you F2 then. Don't know why. I'll tell you what, old Plastic African always turns up when there's a call. I like that about him. He's like, I've got something to say. Right, so I've had Dave's Waffle House. I think we're on to 42 next. Right, F2. On 40T. Cup of tea. Hello, Doc Shelley. Good to see you, son. Crosshatch. Hello, Frey 1999001. Good to see thee. Brett Sucks is here. All right, Jesus. Here we go. I'll open it in browser. So you get 4 versions. Little Bullet. What one do you want? And I can either upgrade it or do different versions of it. So you've got this sort of weird arm, elbow, hand, elbow with 2 people. You've got this one here. You've got this one here, which I don't know what's going on. Or this one here, where she's actually got something covering her nipple because there's no boobs allowed. They all look quite rubbish. If you like any of them, this one in the top left is 1, on the right is 2, bottom left is 3, bottom right is 4. but I can't imagine you'd want any of them. I mean, they're all disabled, aren't they? Not that there's anything right with that, obviously. Otto says violence works. Well, it does have a function. Of course, you can become a world champion if the violence happens to be regulated. You can also knock someone out cold in a street fight with violence. You can also end up in prison for like 10 years through violence. So, there's like all things, there's negative and positive consequences of all things. So, just to outright say something works is a little bit, 42's got to go to work soon. I'll also have some information for you about your favorite Russian comedian. Can we start the calling? Yes, we can. We'll do it right now. Yeah, I'd love to hear that. Someone else was talking to me about him, actually. We've done Bullets. Nice one, Bullet. Nice one, 42. So I do want to hear about my favorite Russian comedian. All right, yeah. So it looks like Packer's getting nudged. Probably done the boozer at this. Vart. There we go. Okay. Hi. Otto says everything is backed up by violence. The state uses it to control us. Oh, I don't think they do they? I think when the state has used violence to control the populace, it's gone wrong pretty quickly. Like communism, for instance. I think it's a little bit more. They're a little bit more clever, aren't they? They use things like culture and propaganda. I think there's a very interesting time in the Second World War when, for the first time, they were loading bomber aeroplanes with more film equipment than they were weapons, because they realized having footage of wrecked cities and troops moving away was more effective than killing them. So, I mean, obviously you can argue it, but again, it gets a bit semantic, doesn't it? Well, the violence of authoritarianism. So, maybe. Nice one, Bullet. Second top right is cool. I've just deleted it. Have I? I can get it back. It'll be my thing. I'll let Bullet email me later asking for it, and I'll send it to you. If you don't remind me, I won't, though, because I'm just being honest. I'll forget. Email. Right, 42's got to go to work. He might have already gone. Thank you very much, everyone. Here you go. Nudge Unit says that all is underwritten by violence. I mean, it sounds like a good opening line to a teenager's angst poem, but I don't really know what it means. So, I mean, maybe, I suppose so. Come on and tell me what you mean by it. Here we go. There's the link. It's in the chat. Hello, Toady. I'll get them in if you don't mind. Don't know what that means. Don't know. Didn't care. I'm past caring. Hello, Ark Ash. Ark Ash says, yeah, great channel, cheeky. Okay. 42 is on the firm. Hello there, 42. How's it going there, 42?
Sticking out, mate. About yourself.
Right, go on then. Come on, I've got to go work. Hurry up.
Yeah, right. Okay. Do you know the French lawyer guy, Fiverr?
No, should I?
No. Well, anyway, he did a lot of stuff about the trucker convoy and stuff.
Oh,
whatnot.
no, yeah.
Right.
Well,
okay.
no, yeah. It was a no, yeah. So not
Right.
a lot, but I've heard of the fella you're
Right.
talking about. Yeah.
Well, he was looking for somebody to interview about the whole situation in Eastern Europe. And our friend from trigonometry jumped
Constantine
on.
Kisin?
Yes. Do you know how he got to Britain?
Oh, no. I don't know. Oh, no. This
Right.
is gonna be amazing.
Turns out his father was an oligarch whenever Putin came to power and had to flee the country with all his assets.
Because he was rich and they wanted to run out and take the money with them.
Yes, and Constantine went straight to England to his family and into a paid-for private school.
Colour me surprised.
Yeah,
I mean, amazing.
yeah.
Keep going.
Right. So you know the way he keeps on going about being a comedian.
Yeah, he ain't.
Right. Yeah. Well, how do you get to live as a comedian on one gig every 6 months?
Yeah. No, without a doubt, I knew there was some kind of, agents behind him elevating him. Without
Well,
a doubt.
it's not just that. The reason why he's not making a living as a comedian is he doesn't fucking need to.
Yeah. He's essentially. I'm trying to think of the fella's name.
A rich kid.
Yeah. Who did they drag out the back of the truck and shoot in the Russian Revolution?
Oh, the Russian Tsar.
Yeah, and Constantine's dad.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Whenever Putin came to power, he was one of the people who had, whenever the Soviet Union fell, they took control of all the money, and he's trying to say that his father was chased out on false corruption charges, and that he was cleared. Newsflash, he wasn't.
So tell me how and when has all this come out? This French fella has exposed all this, has he?
Right, because Constantine went on to to talk about how he knew what was going on in Russia and Ukraine, and how the Russian people.
Sorry to interrupt, but Constantine is like an expert on everything, isn't he? He's an expert on everything. It's just shocking.
Yeah, but if you're a bullshit merchant, that's easy.
There you go. I mean, the way he talks with such gusto and this sort of smug kind of. I mean, he's talking about. I call him Windows Vista because he talks about things in 2023 that we were all talking about literally 7 years ago.
Yep.
And he thinks he's uncovered this thing called woke culture, apparently.
Yep. Yes.
And and he's essentially a leftist as well. I mean,
well, it's not that this came out. He just voluntarily gave this story, and the holes in it are fucking glaring. Okay. His father did nothing wrong, but none of the family's been back to Russia since. He's been cleared. Nobody's been back to Russia since. He knows exactly what the thoughts are of the Russian populace about everything that's going on there. Hasn't been there.
I mean, it's a very strange place. I mean, since the fall of the Soviet Union, it's a strange place to either maintain or generate significant wealth, isn't it? When you look at the oligarchs, they don't tend to be a very wholesome story. All of them. You just think, oh, this is I can't say this about Constantine's family because I only know what you've just told me. But I'm getting a sort of blood diamond feel about things.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. His family wasn't even in the second wave with Putin, which had a bit more legitimacy because it brought in industry and stuff. His was the whole thing failed. Everybody was starving. Some rich people became very rich by grabbing up what resources they had because they had the information, the connections from working for the government that Putin cleared out. And the next thing was Constantine went to live with a family who are obviously wealthy and put into a private school. So he obviously knows everything about working class British people.
Yeah. That's amazing.
And he volunteered all this information.
I wonder if
Or
his pet dog knows all this. He must do, mustn't he? Oh,
yeah,
Francis.
he's bound to. And
Well,
then
he's probably that's probably where he gets his wages from. You know, his tenner a week or whatever it is.
yeah, Fever Fry works a lot with a lawyer guy called Robert Barnes, who has quite a switched on cookie.
Hang on 1 second, 42. Steve or Rags, get rid of Himalayan hemorrhoid. Oh, I can't be having with this kind of shit. He also said bored a few tweets ago or posts ago. Just get rid of him. Yeah, carry on, 42.
Yep. He works a lot with a guy called Robert Barnes, who's a very switched on lawyer. Was originally involved with the Kyle Rittenhouse case, then came out because there was lots of info money. And people were saying for Robert Barnes to interview Constantine because he would have actually picked through all the holes in everything he was saying.
Okay, so the French fella didn't really dig it. No, he just. Okay.
Fever Fry doesn't dig into people. He just very much takes what there is, and even he was pushing back a bit. Right?
Okay, that's interesting.
And Barnes said, "Nah, I refuse to debate or interview people that are subpar intelligence." It's not good.
Yes, Charlie, we are. And no, that's what blows my mind about it. Did you see him at Oxford? His Oxford speech. That he sort of marches down there and he sort of comes out with these great sort of lines, and it's like, hang on, this is like a sixth form, not even sixth form. This is like a GCSE English presentation.
Yeah,
but he's got this expression where he's like, "Yeah, I told him, I've woken him up. Let me in again. I'll teach you." And even the crowd are a bit sort of like, "Hey, this is awkward."
Yeah.
So Barnes, he refused to because he's not intelligent enough for a chat.
Yeah. He says, and he said the other thing he said is there's a chance that he might have some form of family members in Russia, and he didn't want to be a party to anything that might have caused. But
that's also a fair point, though.
But he was like, "No, I can't talk to this guy because." And I would call him out on all his bullshit, and he's not intelligent enough to really know what he's saying.
No, and they'll accuse him of being a Nazi, a racist, a fascist, a homophobe, and
as soon as he starts digging.
I mean, don't forget that this is the bloke. Constantine Kisin is the bloke that told a woman who'd been raped multiple times and trafficked and drugged and tortured by Islamic rape gangs that white people shouldn't collectivize because, and he pointed over his shoulder. And when we know what happened in history, look, okay, Constantine, thanks. So, darling, sorry, the only thing that would have stopped this, and we'll stop it again, now we can't do it because there's a few people in Germany that, took it too far.
Let's not have strong families, strong communities, people looking out for each other.
Yeah, but just white people, though. Just white people. I mean, we know that Constantine is part of a group of people that have very strong communities and families and ties. I mean, it's all right for them because,
Yeah, and also all of those people in his group would be like rich, and it's fine for rich people to do that, but not those working class rat bastards.
Yeah, not the ones who actually need the collectivizing. Yeah. That's a really weird turnout. I'll have to look into that. Nice one, 42. We're going to get our thing done soon.
Yes, we will.
I'll leave it up to you. You got my email.
Right. I'll send you off an email. I'm currently on night shift.
As and when, mate, no worries. I'm currently on night shift with my novel, so no worries.
But I'm really looking forward to it. I think that's going to be a good chat.
Me too. You mentioned something the other day that I said, and you said, "Oh yeah, bear that in mind. Remind me about that because it was connected." That
was the women seeing their former selves in the. the women who were going on using the teenager thing.
Oh yeah, the app. That's right. You left it in the comments of that. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, as and when you're ready, just ping me the email and we'll sort it out.
Not a problem.
Have a good one, 42.
Yes. All right. All the best.
Ta-da.
Thanks very much, mate.
No problem. Thank
All
you.
right. All right.
Amazing opener. We didn't talk about anger, but we certainly talked about something exciting. There's something else before I let the next person on. Can I just I saw someone in the chat who I want Anglo, thanks for that donation. Sorry that I did miss that. He's part of SOAS, is he? Which is the School of Oriental and Asian Studies, if I remember. We used to go to SOAS because you could smoke weed in the Union Bar, not because it was legal, because the police wouldn't go down there because they weren't white. And you know what? You can't do that. You can't do that. What? This is part of our culture. You can't do that. Fucking SOAS. So no, he's not part of SOAS. No. You got that wrong. No. I've got to defend. I'm not defending Constantine here. I've got to defend truth. Constantine made his name on the back of milking the fuck out of a situation where he was going to do a gig at SOAS. You know, he's an open mic, low-level failed comic. And he was going to do a gig at SOAS University. It's a school, isn't it? A school of... do they actually call... I can't imagine they call it Oriental. Is it something and African studies? Hang on. Please tell me it's Oriental. That would be amazing after... old Saeed and co. Here we go, hang on. It was renamed the School of Oriental and African Studies. Oriental? What about Orientalism? Doesn't that... Hang on, you can't call your school Oriental. That makes me Occidental. Are you calling me another or some sort? It's that whole... I made a video about it, didn't I, when I done the thing about Susie Wong. The whole thing about Orientalism also makes the same case for Occidentalism, but they don't say that because it's such a nonsense. It's such its own dialectic. It's like this is a resolved dialectic, but we're not going to talk about the resolution because white people. Right, listen. One in the chat. If you follow my Twitter or my Telegram, links in the description, you'll already know about this. Hello, Skin. Yeah, he's not. I mean, you know, as I've said, you've got to be doing at least 3 gigs a week to be a professional comic, and not just at your mate's open night gig where they'll always let you have a set. You got, you've only got to do 1 gig to say you're a comedian, but they make out they're on the circuit, they're professionals, and they're not. They're just not. Him and Francis are not. Francis is at the same level. Me and Francis started comedy about the same time. When I finished doing stand-up, I was getting £1,000 a gig. I was selling out hour-long Edinburgh shows and, being called the most controversial comedian of the Edinburgh Fringe. Francis hasn't even done his own Edinburgh show because he hasn't got an hour's worth of material. Anyway, enough of that. Too much of their time in my head. One in the chat, if you've seen all this stuff about Scott Adams, Synchronized Sip, Scott Adams, Dilbert, Scott Adams. Let's show the video. Roll VT. So Scott Adams, right? Scott Adams is a leftist, so don't get too excited. But that kind of makes it interesting. And what's interesting about this particular VT that I'm about to roll is Jesse Lee Peterson, who's not a leftist, who is a black man, a man of an African American. He retweeted this. That's how I found out about it. So Scott Adams is a leftist. Scott Adams has spent the last 20 years fighting for... Hello, Philip Swain, good to see you. Hello, David Brooks. Hello, James Ayworth. Hello, Snoops. good Lord, sorry about the lack of functioning brain. Scott Adams has spent the last 20 odd years fighting for leftist ideas, fighting for, and he still supports affirmative action. That won't last. He supported BLM and all that, doesn't anymore, and all this stuff. And he then suddenly realized Rasmussen. Do you know Rasmussen? Rasmussen are a polling company. You know, they do surveys. You know, who's the one we always hear in England? Who's the big polling? Who are the big pollsters in England? A so-and-so survey. Oh, someone in the chat tell me who the big pollsters are in England so I can give people an idea of who. Hello, Schrodinger's Gaffney. Good to see you, son. Gallup. There you go. So, you know, like in England, it's always like a Gallup poll suggests that 7 out of 7 people who go to the NHS realise it's too expensive and not that good. And yet you've got Maury, that's another one. And no, Reuters are a news agency, but, you know, near enough, I suppose. But Rasmussen, I think, have called the American presidential election something like the 7 out of the last 8 times. They're a well-respected pollster, right, Rasmussen. And they done a poll, right, of African-American communities. And the question was, is it okay to be white? Not, is it okay to say it's okay to be white? Is it okay to be white? Right? And I started seeing things, you know, as I do, and I surf the internet. And it was like, majority of African Americans say it's okay to be white. And I was like, oh, thank you. Why, thank you. You know, and it was weird. I was seeing it everywhere. Majority. And then I suddenly thought, hang on, what is this majority lark? Do you know how many of this Rasmussen poll, this majority, 57%, meaning 43% of African Americans who were polled, and Rasmussen would have probably polled, you know, a couple of 100,000 people. If anyone knows how many it was, put it in the chat. And so Scott Adams realizes that nearly half of African Americans don't think it's okay to be white. And he realizes that that's hateful. And he says, well, let's watch the video. I don't think we'll get stung by it. It's 2 minutes and 20 long. This is the shorter version. But Scott Adams is the cartoonist for Dilbert. You know Dilbert, the little cartoon you'll see in many publications? They've all dropped him. All of them. All of them have dropped him. It's incredible. Of course they would have done. Of course he knew they would have done. I mean, he's got a few quid. I doubt he was like, oh, I'm going to starve. You know, he's been doing Dilbert for like 20 years or something, probably getting, you know, a couple of grand for each one each week, you know, 20 publications. Do the maths, 40 grand a week, easy. Anyway, check out what he says. It's something else. Let me know you can hear it, because as we saw with Scrubstock, they fucked around StreamYard with their audio and how to do it. So hopefully we'll be right. So this is Scott Adams, cartoonist, leftist. So let me know you can hear it, or it'll be an absolute waste of time. Here we go.
So if you know, nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me, according to this poll, that's a hate group. That's a hate group. And I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, you know, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just
I mean, this is the leftist, and I'm going to take it back a bit. He says, he doesn't say I don't want anything to do with it. He says I don't want anything to do with them. Now, you know, this is what I want. I don't hate anyone. I don't hate any groups. I don't. I know a lot of people want me to, but I don't. I don't hate. We've already talked about hate. I've proven it already. I'm not interested in hate. But he realizes, according to his reading of this poll, that if just about half of them don't think it's okay to be white, according to his criteria, that makes them hate group. And he says, I don't want anything to do with them. And now he starts giving advice. And, you know, he's still a leftist. He done an interview with Hotep Jesus, which we'll watch a little bit of in a minute. And Hotep's quite cool, actually. I quite like Hotep Jesus. He's quite a cool bloke. Anyway, let's crack on with this. Let me know if you can hear it, because it might have fucked it up, me interrupting. Vart, I won't interrupt again. We'll play it through. Nice one, Dawn Browning. Dawn says, Scott Adams, who gives me the heebie-jeebies. There's something about that slightly leftist voice that is a little bit of a shiver, isn't it? You wouldn't want him being sensual with you, would you? Has done a backflip. Yeah, he really has. And I think it's kind of exciting because, you know, he's not just a normie, he's a leftist. You know, he's Saul Alinsky's child. Without a doubt, he's Saul Alinsky's child. I mean, he's not. I mean that in a sort of symbolic, poetic sense. Anyway, here we go. Let me know you can hear it. I'll take it back to the top because it's awesome.
So if you know, nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll, not according to me, according to this poll, that's a hate group. That's a hate group. And I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, you know, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the fuck away. Wherever you have to go, just get away. Because there's no fixing this. This can't be fixed. Right? This can't be fixed. You just have to escape. So that's what I did. I went to a neighborhood where, you know, I have a very low black population. Because unfortunately...
I mean, it's amazing. I do think I will catch up with the missed super chats. Apologies, people. I did explain that I'm on fumes here tonight, so apologies. Oh, don't know. Oh no, that's the worst news. His apologies I can already guess what happened, Dawn. I bet he just could not put up with it. He didn't realise that there'd be people throwing things through his window. He didn't realise that all those white liberals would make his life and his family's life an absolute nightmare. Well, I didn't know that. Well, there you go. That's a good point, actually, Otto. Yeah. That's an encouraging point. That, you know, who's going to trust the apology over the original comment? Anyway, let's listen to the rest of it.
Just get away, because there's no fixing this. This can't be fixed. Right? This can't be fixed. You just have to escape. So that's what I did. I went to a neighborhood where, you know, I have a very low black population, because unfortunately there's a high correlation between the density. And this is according to Don Lemon, by the way. So here I'm just quoting Don Lemon when he notes that when he lived in a mostly black neighborhood, there were a bunch of problems that he didn't see in white neighborhoods. So even Don Lemon sees a big difference in your own quality of living based on where you live and who's there. So I think it makes no sense whatsoever as a white citizen of America to try to help black citizens anymore. It doesn't make sense. It's no longer a rational impulse. And so I'm gonna back off from being helpful to black America, because it doesn't seem like it pays off. Like, I've been doing it all my life, and I've been The only outcome is I get called a racist. That's the only outcome. It makes no sense to help Black Americans if you're white. It's over. Don't even think it's worth trying. Totally not trying. And there we go. You didn't expect that today, did you?
You didn't expect the ridiculous backlash you got. I mean, I'm surprised that I'm surprised that he's done this backflip. I mean, I can't remember who just said it, but someone said that it's not really a backflip. He's basically just said the truth, hashtag not all. I mean, you know, if you said to me, do you want to live in a street with Charles Bronson, you know, just a load of absolutely scummy Caucasians, or Thierry Henry and Malcolm X, I'll take the blacks because they're better people. But you ain't gonna that made its impact. But even on the interview, let me dig out this Hotep Jesus interview, because he says BLM is a No, I'm being caught out. Hang on. If you don't know Hotep Jesus, he's actually quite a cool fella, actually. He said some interesting things. Like, let me try and... All right, here we go. This is the bit I want you to see. So Hotep Jesus got Scott Adams on as soon as because that was on Scott Adams' daily YouTube sort of, you know, morning show. And so Hotep Jesus, this black fella, who I rate him actually. I think he makes sense, and I don't agree with everything he says. I don't agree with everything anyone says, including myself. But have a look at what Scott Adams said on this. And again, you can't pedal back from this. You can't. Well, you can, like this. But it ain't cutting it. And once we've seen this, I'll read out all the super chats I've missed.
We'll probably talk about in a minute. But the biggest form of systemic racism is that the school systems are a complete failure for Black Americans, but anybody who's, you know, poor and in inner cities and Black places. So it's not entirely a Black thing. But to me, that's the biggest issue maybe in the country, the poor quality of the school system, specifically for the underserved community. So that's been, you know, my focus for years, and I put my money and my time behind it.
Okay, if you don't mind, I want to unpack a few things you said there. First of all, I want to come back to how you figured out Black BLM was, you know, maybe not legitimate, but I do want to say that Hotep Nation, our focus is homeschooling.
Maybe not legitimate. And as Hotep Jesus was about to go on to say there, Hotep Nation is all about homeschooling. It's its major point of focus. And without a doubt, in any nation on the planet, if you can get education out of the hands of the state, you are immediately improving your state. It doesn't matter what race, color, ethnicity, religion you are. If you can get education out of the hands of the state, your state improves overnight. But anyway, check out this Scott Adams' take on BLM.
Schooling. We're a nonprofit organization, tax exempt. I homeschool my kids, and I'd love to work with you on that regard, right? That topic. So
I'd love to.
Let's put that aside really for a second. BLM, you said, was not legitimate. I said this 2015 and prior. How did you realize that?
I realized because any effort to put on paper, here are some ideas, like in a real useful way, got got the kind of resistance that you wouldn't expect from anybody trying to solve a problem. Now, I don't want to, out of respect, I would rather not talk about a private conversation.
Right.
I think that's appropriate.
Yeah.
But let's just say privately, I learned that it was a money grift. So, yeah, it's not my opinion. That's what I learned.
Real quick, that's how Thomas Sowell became a capitalist. He tried to.
That's amazing. So, out of a private conversation, he learned it was a grift. Incredible. And someone like leftist Scott Adams, I'll put a link to that video. It's well worth watching that. It's a fascinating interview, actually, between essentially a couple of leftists. I mean, Hotep Jesus is slightly more on the right, I suppose. I'll put the link to that in here. Let me catch up with the super chats. What's the time? Nearly 3 o'clock. Oh, we've got to get a couple more people on before I drop this ship. Can't even speak. Right, dumb bullets one. Alan, it's good to get pissed off. Yeah, we've done that one. Raymond Piper said, rage against the VAR. Okay, nice one, Raymond. Thanks for that, lady. Bill drops a lady. Sometimes anger gives me more focus and energy. It's not good to stew in anger and hate, though. It's bad for you. Although it made John McEnroe look like a tit, but did it motivate him? Possibly anger at himself more than the linesman. I don't know. Yeah, Bill, I think that's what I'm saying. You know, recognize the anger, but then realize, and I think McEnroe knew that. I think that's why he done it. If he felt he was being, if he felt there was a bad call, get angry, shout at him, get all that adrenaline flowing, but then let it go and realize the way you up yours to the umpire is to win the game. So yeah, I kind of think we're agreeing there. It's a good call. Nigel's view on things said Scrubstock 2, the after party. Nice. Yeah, that should be cool. At the moment, there's only 2 bands playing, but I think I missed a few more. Bullet wants second one on the top right. No problems, boss. I'll send you a reminder. Nice one, Bullet. Toady said, didn't care and didn't want to live you, Chris. I'm just trolling. Sorry, Toady. I'm lost all over that. Dawn's one I read out, and then she told me about the backflip. Al said I lived around the corner from Bronson in Luton. Yeah. Then Blogs drops another 5-bit in. Violence, naked force. This is a quote, by the way. Violence, naked force has settled more issues in history than has any other factor, and the contrary opinion is wishful thinking at its worst. Breeds that forget this basic truth have always paid for it with their lives and freedoms. Guess. He wants us to guess who said that. Stalin, Mao, don't know. They would be my 2 guesses. I'll read it out again a bit slower so that you can understand it. So this is a quote. You can Google it, but that'll be a bit rubbish. Violence, naked force has settled more issues in history than has any other factor, and the contrary opinion is wishful thinking at its worst. Breeds that forget this basic truth have always paid for it with their lives and their freedoms. Guess. Pax Max drops a big 5-0. Woo! It's a Y50. I don't use Russian gas for heat because we ain't got it. So take some of the leftover shekels. Boom. Nice one, Pax Max. Very kind. Very, very kind. I'll leave that on the screen for just to let people know that it is possible. To 130 people in the glorious House of Scrubs and a bullseye drops. Here's who we're getting. Thank you, Pax Max. You know what that means to me. It's double bubble at the moment. I've said it too many times last week, but you heard me. Not yet, Bill. Not yet, Bill. There's a few people. We've got Bonaparte, Otto van Bismarck, Churchill, Gandhi. I doubt Gandhi would have said that. He was a Luddite essentially. Reagan wouldn't have said that. I can't imagine Reagan. Do you reckon that's Reagan? Because I thought Reagan, but then I just thought, nah, Reagan was a dreamer, wasn't he? And I loved Reagan. I loved him. Reagan was the living embodiment of the American dream. They shot him. Oh man, there's that lovely bit where he gives a speech, and everyone in Congress, I think, realizes when he gives his losing speech, everyone realizes they've nominated the wrong bloke to go through as the Republican card. Marzipan thinks it's Willy Wonka. We've got another one for Gandhi. Benjamin Franklin. That's a good call. The language would suggest that kind of era, wouldn't it? Special K. Go on then, Bill. Who was it? Yeah, Reagan was great stuff, Baz. Everyone's waiting. Drum roll. Oh, for fuck's sake, Bill. You might as well have just said Sargon. There you go. Otto was nearer than everyone else. Fictional character. Right, let's drop that. I'm going to go and have a little whittle. Get your mic and earpiece set up, whoever's coming on next. Didn't expect that. Read your what? God, my fucking head. Like walking in the rain and the snow, and there's nowhere to go, and you're feeling like the part of you is dying. You answer all the questions all the time. Right, we're back now. I just pretend. Now, Pax Max, can I just confirm with you? When you said you haven't got any Russian gas, have you literally not, because Biden definitely didn't blow up the Nord Stream pipeline? Is that a thing that's happening? Hello, Oliver Overson. Nah, I've got a few. As I've said this a few times on the stream, so I'll give you the short version. When you first start comedy, you put every single gig on YouTube because you think, oh, I was brilliant last night. There were 7 people in the audience and 2 of them laughed. Once you start earning money out of it and doing like festivals and things, you realize that unless you're going to write a new show every night, you can't put your stuff on the internet, because then it's on the internet. And when people come to your show, they see you doing stuff they've already seen. So, you tend to take it off. So no, I've got some little bits and bobs of me in my early days. I've promised before to. The thing is with my level of stand up, that unless you've got a decent camera operator and a radio mic, it's on an iPhone or something. I have got one gig that was all cameraed up because a production company wanted to make like a promotional video of me to make a series about me. It was basically a copy of Lucky Louie. It was just me living in Soho, getting up and But oh my God, they come to that gig and I was so off my head. I was sweating like a pig. I kept going. Whoa, I was just. They never talked to me again. I went and had a meeting with them. I pitched my idea to them, which I made up on the bus journey to the meeting. Porcelain Films it was. And I thought, just copy Lucky Louie, but call it Lucky Chris or something. And they loved it. But I'll tell you what, a lot of these production companies, I learned this when I released my first novel as well, that Tired, etc. That you get so many meetings. You get so many meetings with like producers, publishers, directors. And it's not because they're actually going to do anything with you, but they know that you as a writer need them. And because they're usually quite dull people, they know that you'll go for dinner with them and put on a show and entertain their friends and be this funny bloke who's got a few stories. And you have to do it. You have to. If you're trying to be a professional comedian and a film production company says to you, would you like to pitch a 6-episode TV show to us? You don't say, nah. If you're skin or if you want to be a comedian, you have to say yes. Went there 3 hours, they were cracking up, taking notes. Yeah, we'll get back to you. Yeah, done that gig. Sold out. The whole gig was cracking up. There was a fair amount of celebrities in there as well. And never heard from them again. I didn't think they quite... When Gina Lyons, who was the bird that put them on to me, when they said my comedy was a bit risky, I didn't think they quite realised how risky. I've done Sex with Children. I've done that show for them. Yeah, not my greatest. It's a great show actually, but not that good for television. Not that good for BBC Three. Anyway, I want to see what Paxmax has got to say. Has he literally not got Russian gas? Jambo, rock. Nice one for the Tuesday £5 Jams. He was great stuff, Anglo. There's a documentary. There's loads of documentaries on YouTube of Reagan, but there's one that's really good. It's a really well balanced documentary. Right, where is Paxmax giving me the full truth and nothing but the truth? Right, yeah, I'll drop this in. Oh, here we go. Price has gone 6 times at the border into Germany. So the German government has capped prices and absorbing some of the money blow. I'll have to check that out. I'll have to have a bit of a read about it. Nice one, Paxmax. Blog says, speaking about Reagan, have you heard about the latest UAP spotted over a conflict zone? PSYOP got me wondering again, the bastards. So yet again, blogs breaks all rules, but we'll have a look. I don't really know. What is this an article or a video, Bill? Video, Bill? Sounds like something I owe Blockbusters. Mosul Orb, US silent on UFO filmed by military over Iraq. The mysterious object is believed to be the first military recorded UAP in a conflict zone that was released to the public. It all feels a little bit like, hey, everyone, look over here. I suppose we should have a look at... Is there any of it on this?
My name is Jeremy Corbell. I'm an investigative journalist and documentary filmmaker. I've been putting out information through my new show, which is at weaponizedpodcast.com, where we're breaking news. Me and George Knapp, investigative reporter out of Las Vegas, Nevada. You might know me from my films, Bob Lazar, Area 51, and Flying Saucers, or Hunt for the Skinwalker. Which is
I've just had a look through that video. There's nothing there. What's going on? Bollocks. If you're into that, people, go and have a look at it. Right, here, I'll put the nice one, Bill. Hello, Walshy boy. No, I'm with you, John. I think it's exactly what it is. It's just things in the air that we don't know what they are. What do you mean by PSYOP, Bill? I just think it's like the country's going down the pan. Look, over there instead. Here you go. Here's the link if anyone wants to come in for a little chat. I'd quite like to talk about anger, but you don't have to. I haven't got a long left, actually. It's 3 o'clock in the morning here, and I've got to stay relatively disciplined with my novel. It's nearly there, people, really. The proofread. Oh, wait, listen to this. I think this might even be a selling point. So as those of you who've read my Substack, if you haven't, link in the description, top link, you'll notice I've got some punctuation and grammar idiosyncrasies. In the novel, in the manuscript, they're far more. 1 second, Barkley. Can't see you, mate. All right, 1 second. I'll bring you in a minute. Look at him covering it up. He's even got an avatar to hold the place. In the manuscript, there's even more idiosyncratic use of punctuation and grammar. So I can do all the copy editing, line editing, all that. But proofreading, I can't do because I'm too close to it. And one of the things I frequently do is duplicate words. So it might say something like, I went to the shop. Yeah. And because I've read that line 1,000 times, and we're looking at 260,000 words at the moment, when I get to that after proofreading 100,000 words, I'll just miss it. And I'll miss this and I'll miss that. And then I suddenly thought, hang on a minute, I can get ChatGPT to do this. And I can. I can say to ChatGPT, rewrite this, leaving the punctuation, leaving it exactly as it is, but sort out any spelling mistakes, any duplicate words, or at least indicate them. You know, ChatGPT can proof it for me. It might take a bit of time, so I'm not sure how much body of text you can put into ChatGPT at one point. But I've got the Plus account, so who knows? But yeah, I might proofread my novel with ChatGPT. Why not? Why not? I got some bird on Fiverr to do it. She said she'd rather die, and I'd rather her die too. Cheeky bitch. Barkley, come forward, man. Come forward. Come to us. There you go. Don't you know how to put your mic on? Look how our little boy's got older. Look. Has his hair ever looked any better? Do you remember when he was about 12 and he just used to keep putting his hand through it?
Hear me now?
I can hear you now. How are you? Now, please don't tell me those glasses are some kind of they stop certain frequencies getting in. No,
they do. They work. They work.
They don't work.
They do work. These aren't like the 15 quid crappy Amazon ones. These are the Autism Max ones that work.
The full-blown rip-off.
The full-blown rip-off, yeah. Well, they work.
Barkley, tell us about your glasses, my friend.
So these are some blue blocks. I got them as a recommendation from a YouTube channel, Seamland, which is this guy who just goes over all sorts of ways to preserve your body. Did he have an affiliate link to that? I don't think he did. He might do.
You lying bastard, of course he did. No one shields anything they haven't got on it. What's the channel called?
I can't remember.
You lying bastard, you just told me.
I can't remember if they had an affiliate link. Stop trying to step over me, Chris. I guess every single time.
Oi, let's not come to fisticuffs, Barkley.
It can come to fisticuffs if you're not careful, old man.
Old man, you're a young boy, son, but you're never too young for the back of my hand. All right, what's the channel called?
Seamland, SIIM land, and just look up blue blocks with that. I've been using them personally, and they do seem to be working a treat.
Yeah, psychosomatics will work. Right, hang on. Oh, he's shilling them on every fucking video.
I think he's made a few videos with these guys.
He looks a bit like an older version of you.
Yeah, I've thought that as well, actually.
But you're a little more gay.
I think Seamland's a little more gay.
Hang on, let's have a look. Let's see. Let's have a little look. Barkley, I think it's only you're not going to come on this channel without getting the piss taken out of you. You know how it works. And I appreciate your bravery. Right, let's have a look at what how Barkley's been conned. Ready? Look at his red glasses. Look, he's such a handsome young man, and he's put them on, and he just looks like a pervert now.
Wow,
I've got a
that's
mop
evil.
brush on my head, and I'd rather be seen out with me than that any day of the week. Look at it. Look at his little pupils looking
I
like.
thought those were the withered remains of like your hunter's hat you used to always wear. It looks all mouldy now.
You keep trying, but you look ridiculous. You look like you've got no whites of your eyes. You are pupil only.
That's just my room's a bit dark.
Is it from the computer screen, or is it blue light in general?
Blue light in general.
How much were they, Bartley?
£8.
8.
80.
Fucking hell. All right.
Not too bad.
Let's put it to the glorious house. Let's see what they say. Let's have a look at the advert. It's only 4 minutes, people. I want to know your feelings and I want to know your thoughts. Has Barkley been ripped off or has he been ripped on? This is the channel he recommended, the blue blocking glasses test. How to know if your blue blocking glasses are working. Let's go.
But how can people actually test their blue blockers? How can I've heard about there's different websites where people can test whether or not their glasses are actually filtering out the right frequencies.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a few ways you can do it. So your best bet is to just a really easy test rather than jumping on any website. Is just get your red or get your amber or whatever nighttime blue blockers you have. And stick them on. And if you're seeing any blue through them, then that's a major issue. So with blue blocks, when you look at blue colors through our red lenses through these, they will appear either black or a dark green. Or
hang on a minute, Barks. Has he got different color lenses for different blockages?
I think he has 2 different types of like light blocking glasses as to blue light ones. There's another one, but I didn't really look into it. I was really interested in the ones to do with blue light because, it should improve sleep somewhat. Hopefully, my sleep has always been horrendous, so it would be a nice bonus to my life.
Barkley, I don't think it's real, man. And I'll tell you why. Because a mate of mine had them years ago. I went to the boozer and he had a pair of like John Lennon little round glasses on that were the colour of yours. And I was with a mate, and he was a absolute spud, this bloke anyway. So as soon as I see him indoors with these glasses on, I went, what's with the bins? And he went, I had a bit of paper come through the door. This is back in the old age, the Middle Ages. And he went, I had a bit of paper come through the door, and it said that 14% of the population can't actually process a certain amount of blue light. And it gives you depression and insomnia and neck ache and athlete's foot and water on the knee. And it said you can try them for free if you just give them £1,000 deposit or some shit. He went, so I did get them and they work. So I wear them now. I was like, oh, right. And the bloke who was with me was in tears. We were tripping, of course. So my mate was just crying his eyes out of laughter.
What were you tripping on?
Hang on, LSD. Then the other fella, the fella's girlfriend, Olive, her name was, she comes back from the toilets. Oh, she's got her blue blockers on as well. And I just went, what? And he went,
she's probably going to get some really good sleep that night. Why are you being so judgmental?
He went, listen to me. He went, I know, it's amazing, isn't it? He went, Olive has got the same problem, it turns out. And I thought, are you sure? And 4 months later, when I see him working in a restaurant in town, he weren't wearing his blue blockers. Barkley, I'm going to watch a little bit more of this video, and then I'm going to make a live bet with you.
Just a very sort of dark color. And what you'll find is when you look through ones that aren't as red and maybe orange, you'll then see that, some of the blue is still there, maybe some of the lighter blues. You'll also see that some of the greens, all the green is basically still there. And there are some websites out there, and I can link it
Oh, look at Browning doing the right thing and sticking up for Barclay. Let's have a look and see how he makes his money. He sells supplements.
Seamland, yeah. Seamland's all over like the supplement game.
Yeah.
He's the king of it.
I'm going to make a bet with you, Barclay. I'm going to make a bet. Thank you, Dawn, for putting the cold hand of love on Barclay's lovely head. A couple of entropies to read out. I think I've missed. Brad says, I've just tuned in and I'm scared. Anglo says, Barclay, I've missed you, mucker. Be nice to see you amongst the glorious House of Scrubs more often. Yeah, I agree with that, Anglo. And Dawn says, didn't I used to have tinted lenses, Chris? Yeah, I do wear sunglasses. That is true. Barks, here's my bet with you.
Go on. What? What about legendary?
Not. James, I only have one person in at a time. So I'll call you back in when I've finished ripping Barclay a new one. Oh, James, I've just banned you. Oh, for fuck's sake.
There you go, Chris.
Talk to me, Barclay. What have you been up to? If you do some talking, I'll leave the glasses on. But this is my bet. Where are we? March, April, May, June, July. Oh, 6 months you won't be wearing them. 20 quid.
I will say, like, when I am wearing them, I can physically feel there's less strain on my eyes. And, like, they do actually block out all the blue light. Like, when he was going through his test fair, I was going, like, up, down. And there's definitely, like, a noticeable difference.
I'm sure there is. Because
if you've seen the Mexico flashbacks in Breaking Bad, that's what it looks like. You got, like, the Mexico flashback vision, where, like, everything's, like, pure orange, pretty much.
Barclay, tell me what you've been up to, what you've been doing, what's been good in your life. James, I'm just unbanning you while Barclay's talking to us.
I've been going to a lot of the demos going on right now, sort of involving PA. I have, went to the one in Skegness. That was a lot of fun. Went to, of course, the Norwich Drag Queen Story Hour. That was back in August. Been to plenty of stuff like that.
Barclay, are you allowed, and I mean this is a serious, sincere question, are you allowed to talk about that on this channel? Is that something you're advised to do or not? And I mean that.
It's all public. There's nothing really secretive about it all.
No, but I know, but I'm not, as I spoke to Mark a long while ago and I sort of said, I don't think I personally really help PA because of my reputation and, the things I say. But I don't want to get you in any trouble. I remember you come on here once before talking about PA and then you rung me up about a minute later and went, can you delete it? I don't want to get you in that sort of trouble again. So you've been active with all of that. I mean, Wes has made a bit of a name for himself. He was on that. Explain what happened there.
So there are the two things that gave Wes a little bit of publicity recently. That was really confronting Joe Marble.
So Wes is Renew Britannica, isn't he?
Yeah.
He does like a 4-hour stream. Is it every Sunday or every other Sunday?
I don't know. I don't watch it. I speak to Wes on the phone almost every day, but I never watch his stream. Never have done.
Yeah, none of my like best mates watch my YouTube. Probably for the same reason. You speak to him all day, or at least every day. Why are you gonna, talk to him? Why are you gonna watch his stream? But he's Renew Britannia. There was give the context of why he was in that sort of Churchill talking.
So was it in Dunstable? I think it was. Yeah, there was some sort of council meeting in Dunstable about the migrant hotels, and Wesley just went in and essentially just groped him, just laying down all the hard questions, calling out all like the Tory lies, like pretending that they can't do anything about it. And the only response that this Tory MP, he looked like some weird Harry Potter teacher extra that never made it into the final cut of the films. Looks like some proper wicked gaunt gargoyle of a person. And his that guy's only response was, well, some of these refugees may be Nigerian, which some are Christian, and some Christians in Nigeria are being genocided. Also, I'm glad you were not in charge of our refugee policy when the Jews were fleeing the Nazis. And it's like, if I was going to write a bingo sheet of what I would expect to be brought up, that'd be the one I'd put right in the middle as the freebie. mentioning the Holocaust in reference with the refugee crisis. They can't help it. It's like the ultimate, like, buzz. What do I want to call it? Buzz fallback, I guess. It's the ultimate defense technique. Just mention the Holocaust somehow, you know. No one can criticize you.
I got onto ChatGPT and was trying to ask them. Sorry, it's not even them. Or it's nothing, is it? It's a singularity. And what is worse, communism or fascism? And of course, it immediately confused fascism with Nazism. And I was just dialectically, ripping it a new one. And it got to the point where it just kept saying, you are not allowed to compare anything with one particular historical event. And that was it. And I'd say, but blah, 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 blah. And it would say, yeah, I agree with you. It would say, you're right. And it even apologized for previously getting it wrong. I'd say, right, so now we've got there, you can understand that at least in the context of human life, blah, blah, blah. And then it resorted back to, you must not compare anything else with, as you can imagine what I'm talking about. Sorry, Bartley, 1 second. James Hayworth, can you try and talk in the chat, please? Because I've banned you, but you're not in the banned list. What a mistake I've made here. James, try and say something in the chat. Sorry, Bartley, this has caused all sorts of problems. What else have you been doing? How's it going with the ladies?
With the ladies? Well, I'm going to bring back a recently mentioned topic, the Norwich Drag Queen Story Hour, which is where I met my... yeah, I did actually. There was a lady there who I'd seen in a newspaper recently. Her name is Citizen Sid. Some of you may know her. I saw her in the news back in early August. I remember I thought, well, she's goth. She's a bit cute. I sent a picture of her to a few of my friends and said, screenshot this. I will be this woman in a few months' time. And it wasn't even a few months. It was less than a month. And I'd got a number, met her at Drag Queens. Well,
hang on. Whoa. Hang on. You called it in advance.
Yeah.
You said, I will be with this bird.
Yeah, I can. Well, that was one of the messages I put out there. There was another one that said I can
because you loved her so much, you just thought, I have to be with her?
I started doing all the calculations in my head, you see, and I thought, this is a woman who is a dissident, my age, will not be vaccinated, will have based parents, and lives in Norwich or in like the wider Norfolk area. So I was like, okay, yeah, you know what? Hedge my bets. We probably could work out fine. And then,
wow, you predicted it.
Yeah. Hold on, I'll find. I can't be asked to go find actually, but yeah, back in like right at the start of August, I called it to one of my friends, and she knows that as well. We kind of laugh about it. I think it makes her feel more cherished and wanted by me, which is nice.
That is incredibly weird. I mean, and what, you're with her, or it's just like friends with benefits?
No, we're together properly.
You're birded off.
Yeah.
I told you not to go making that mistake at your age.
Gone out of the days of like young 15-year-old Spurg incel Barkley. Now I'm a Chad, 60% less autistic, but a still strong 40% autistic Barkley. So I'm doing a lot better now.
And what does she make of the glasses?
She likes them.
Does she?
Yeah, I let her wear them. Suits her.
You let her wear them. James is here. James, try and get back in once I've got a shot of Barkley. Barkley, I do feel like I'm only protective. I've just seen people get done with this scam in the past. That's all.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't want you to be scammed, because I like you.
Oh, you know what? One thing else.
Listen, I'm sorry.
Wesley also has blue blocks as well. The exact same brand as mine.
God, I mean, I apologise if it sounded a bit hostile.
No, that's fine.
You played me something rather nice on the piano recently. Remember?
Yeah, I do remember.
Do you have your piano all rigged up now to knock that out?
I could give it a go, but I might be a little bit rusty. I'll have to take my headphones off, though.
You've got your rusty-coloured jumper on, haven't you?
Where's my pedal? Can't see it because of the blue blocks.
Hang on a minute. Oi, Barkley, can you hear me?
Hold on, I'll keep like one earphone in.
Hey, Yeah. Is your Mrs. Jubbly Lovely?
Is she Jubbly Lovely? Is that like a person? Or
Well, Jubbly Lovely says can confirm his girlfriend likes the glasses.
it might be her. That might be an alt account that I've never seen or something like that.
His face. Look, come back in the shot. Look at that. Look, don't change it. You were in love. It was exuding from you. Do you love her?
I don't actually know if that's the camera. Yeah, I do love her.
Oh, good God. People, imagine being Barclay's age, like 7 and in love. Incredible, isn't it? Look, it is her. She's fessed up.
Wow, there you go. I've got a quick story, though. We got harassed by Antifa today because they recognized me, but it was the most pathetic display of intimidation ever. Do you want to hear the story? Because it's very brief.
I absolutely do, but I do want the piano as well. Let's do the piano first.
I'll give it a go.
Yeah,
if I'm doing crap, then I'm not going to finish.
No, you're not. It's not. We're not judging you. We just want to hear it.
Right, I'll give it a go.
Yeah, he's an absolute. What a lovely lad he is.
I don't know why I just had a massive hesitation there, but you're not blundered it.
You did do some strange stops there.
You're going to do it on stream. That put the pressure on. You can, if you want, you can download a video of me playing it, and you can put it on your StreamYard and play it.
It was lovely when you played it to me the other day. Barclay, do you like Eric Satie?
Satie? No, I don't know who that is.
I'll send you some Satie. If you're going to be a pianist, you need to know Satie. You would know it. You would know it. I guarantee when I send you a link, you'll hear the first couple of notes and you'll go, oh, yeah, of course. I promise you. Right, go on. Antifa attack. Let's go.
All right. So
for playing the piano, though, that ain't easy in front of 2,000 live viewers.
Yeah, 2,000. That sounds like the Radio Albion view count, if you ask me. Only real ones get that joke. But yeah, so me and my lovely girlfriend, we were on the way to her house today, earlier in the morning. And just going to go stay around hers because she stayed around mine the night before, but she had to go set her dogs free and make sure to let them out so we didn't shit all over the house, basically. So, yeah, so we're waiting for the bus in the city centre. And I see some guy who looks 19 going 45, possibly due to smoking the hard food. He walks past me and he's sort of wearing
what kind of lingo is that? What was that?
Smoking the hard food.
What the fuck is smoking the hard food?
You should know, Chris. That's what in Norwich. That's what we call smoking crack. Smoking the hard food.
Oh, well,
that's what my hard mates call it.
Where I'm from, smoking the hard food. I've never heard it. It's just like you want food. Okay, yeah. Always in that accent as well. Okay, so someone looked like they've been smoking the hard food.
Yep, and they walked past me, and I noticed they looked like they're really inspecting my face, and I was like, "Did this guy recognize me?"
All the old junkies are cracking up at hard food. Sorry, carry on.
But yeah, so this guy, he looked like he was proper inspecting me, and I'm a little bit of a paranoid person, so every time someone looks at me or vaguely in my direction when I'm walking around the city, I think, oh god, have they seen the documentary on Channel 4? Do they know who I am? Are they going to harass me?
Understandable, I think, actually.
And there's also been several of my local newspapers talking about me, so I thought maybe he recognized me, who knows. So he walks past, and then he comes back and he walks past me and my girlfriend. I think he just said Nazi boy, or something like that. And I just looked at him blankly, and he just went, I literally looked at him like this. Yeah, I stared him down, and then he goes, Norwach's youngest neo-Nazi, Barclay Walsh. And I just went, yep, anything else? And he just walked off.
What a weird life you've what that and I think that's weird that he knew your name and everything. Was he trying to scare you, do you think?
Yeah, but I mean, that's like my fake name anyway. As a lot of people know, I've adopted my real name's Kai anyway. So there you go, set it on the stream. Take the power of Sting. My real name's Kai. Don't care.
There you go, people. Well, I knew that, didn't I? Since you first came on the Talking with Teens, and you
because I accidentally credited an email with Kai instead of Barkley.
Oh, I know a few other things. Barkley. So seriously though, does all that? Don't give it the big one. It must be a little bit intimidating to know that, you know, people do some nasty things to people they assume are Nazis. You know, is it something you have to think about when you're out and about?
Yeah. I mean, rarely does anything happen though. Like, I think in my gym, for example, I've been reported 3 times. I'm pretty sure for like my political affiliations for people who knew.
Well, hang on, you've been reported not for behaviour in the gym, but he was on telly that one. He's a Nazi.
Yeah, or for going to the drag queen story hour protest in Norwich. But my gym, they just basically said, like, yeah, we don't care. As if he doesn't do anything here, we're not bothered. And
maybe don't say that on the internet, or they might get a protest outside, and then you will be out of the gym. It's something you have to consider, is it? This is wow.
Yeah, but
I mean, I saw what's her name? Freda Johnson. What's her name?
Jada Franson.
I'm nearly right. Similar sounding words. What is it?
Jada Franson.
I saw Jada Franson. That bloke who really scares me, the Irish fella.
Jim Dawson.
Jim Dawson, that's it. And the old leader of the BNP.
Nick Griffin.
I saw those 3 on some stream. I don't watch those people really. And it was just some rando. I thought, I wonder what those 3 are talking about. But thank you. I will catch up with those donations. And they were proper laying into you. And they were laying into Mark really via you. You know, do you know the conversation I'm talking about?
I might do, but it doesn't really ring a bell. And it does kind of frustrate me when Jada Franson like speaks in these sorts of things, because she just pulls like this random crap out of her ass, basically. I remember her saying, like, what is Mark Collett doing playing shooter violent computer games with teenage boys for 4 hours a month or 4 hours a week or something
That
like
was
that. Like,
exactly what I'm talking about. And I just
thought
that, you know, if you've got an actual problem with something going on, a political issue or a social issue with you being involved with PA or whatever, that's fair game. You know, you've put yourself out there. You're an activist in that movement. You don't hide that. But if you're, I mean, digging in, I think that's a generational thing. Finding it weird that people are playing Call of Duty or whatever. Yeah. You know, that's just what people do these days. I thought it was really weird. That Mark Collett is playing computer games with Barkley Walsh. I was the Griffin were like, it's awful. It's evil. I was thinking,
just listen to the phrasing as well. When she's saying like teenagers, just making out as if like Mark Collett's sitting there like gaming 24/7. He's got his headphones on. He's got his G Fuel cup with him. He's playing like Fortnite with 12-year-old kids or something like that. That's how they're making it sound. But if you say, oh, he's playing Call of Duty with a 17-year-old, or he's playing Call of Duty with an 18-year-old, it doesn't sound nearly as bad. So they just tried to add those snidey little tweaks of the sentencing.
Well, I think it's more about what's not said. You know, if you don't say, I mean, if you go online and play an online game, like there's an Asian version of Fortnite. It's called Free Fire or something, and I'll occasionally play that. Now there's 50 other people playing that, and you can guarantee they're probably age. Well, my girlfriend's cousin plays it. He's 7. And I'm playing it. So you can guarantee, I've just proven that there's people from 50 to 7 playing that game at the same time.
Well, yeah, you don't have any choice because lobbies have random matchmaking.
Yeah.
This is like a total like boomer like cut-off point. They can't register that fact.
That's the point I'm trying to make. It just seemed an odd... And again, you know, if that that's what you're being attacked on, you know, there can't really be much going on then. You know, if that's proper low hanging fruit. But that's not even low hanging fruit, is it? That's fallen to the ground and rotted.
Yeah, it really like pisses me off as well how people always try to play like anywhere they can. Like nationalists do it, Antifa do it. They always try like sliding like some weird pedo angle and everything. Like recently, I've been being accused of like spamming child porn in Anglo Joe's group chat and stuff like that. They're trying to say that I was that PA enjoy who was like blatantly some Fed or like total Antifa degenerate. If anyone knows that story, but yeah, now apparently that's me. Someone who I can only describe as scum and vile has been also spreading that rumor while doxing me. Yeah, did you get that one, Chris? Should I that joke?
I mean, I see he made two hit pieces, and all I thought was, you know, just trying to get some attention. Really, it's just unnecessary. I mean, I've always had that. People have always said Dangerfield has that Barkley on his show. You know, I've done that thing talking with teens, and people called me a pedo. It's like, what is that? The world we live in now? Is it? You can't talk. And I even said when I'd done it, it's 16 and above. I don't want any 13-year-olds coming.
Well, I was 15 when I went on.
You deceived me in name and number. Shocking.
I was also 15 when I went on with that person he described as scum and vile, so he can't really talk too much. Although he now tries to claim that it's really bad to have to any contact with someone below 18 or even 21. However, he was speaking to my girlfriend when she was 15, talking about like secret parties and stuff like that. So, yeah, people want to play the pedo angle, you know.
I don't know why you bother with him. Just ignore him.
Oh,
man.
I do now. Yeah, I tried to make peace with him, but it's like, you know, I've put my best foot forward for it. He doesn't want to listen, so it's like, what else can I do at this point? You know, done my best. Time to just ignore him. I don't really care anymore.
Yeah, just spend your energies on other things. Barkley, I'm not going to let you go just yet because I've had a load of super chats, and I've got a funny feeling some of them might be in reference to you because there's been a big flow while you've been here. Oh, actually, they're all just Lindsay's. Hang on. So we've had that one. Hang on. Alan says you are doing good, young man. Keep it up. That's Alan from out in Appalachia in America.
Oh, cheers. Very lovely place as well, Appalachia. I'd love to move there. That's one of the places I've fantasized about fleeing to.
I've got Alan and Stephen Campbell. They both live on that manor. And if I can get out to America, actually, I've got people all over America who've said, if you get out here, come and see us for a drink. It would be quite the sort of Scrubs tour to just sort of, it'd be wonderful. But I think I'll have trouble getting into America because of my record. I don't think you'll have too much luck either, to be honest.
Yeah, well, I'm unvaccinated as well. You didn't get the vax, did you, Chris?
Yeah, but I'll talk to you about that in private. But I didn't get it. I didn't get it, no.
I remember you doing a video saying you were considering getting it so you could visit your mother, which that's understandable. But it's good you didn't get it because it's marked with 666 and you'd go straight to hell instantly if you got the injection. So it's good you didn't.
Anyway, Barkley, it's been an absolute pleasure. Are you on for that bet? 20 quid?
20 quid. What, 6 months' time? Yeah. So by late August, I won't be wearing these.
Yeah, I reckon they'll just be done, and it doesn't count for you to say no. You know, I put them on occasionally. I reckon they'll just be a thing of the past. I'll pay.
20 quid. All right.
Yeah. Right. Hang on. So March, April, May, June, July, August, 1st of September. Touch the screen.
Oh, yeah. Pinky promise.
Pinky promise. No, you didn't touch the screen.
I did.
I've got a fingerprint on mine, and.
I'm not getting a fingerprint of mine. This is an expensive camera.
That's what I knew you weren't doing.
I did. I tapped it with my little finger. And I was like, oh, my hands are a bit grimy, actually, so better not.
My finger.
Yeah, exactly, Anglo-Saxon. It's an easy 20 quid.
That's what you think.
I'm taking the money back from the grifters and back to the hands of British patriots. That's what I'm doing.
He ain't even joking, people. Look, that I saw in his face. Actual. What was it there? Fuck it. Honesty.
Vigor.
I didn't even need to say it. He said it himself. Spite, hatred. The word I was looking for was contempt. Barclay, always a pleasure. Whatever you do, look after yourself, because it's a long old road, life, and you know, we do love Barclay and his new missus. I haven't met her, but
his new girth.
She get. She misses me and it cannot write a sentence, not even the
Or maybe she just loves my new girth.
I mean, he is looking a little bit wider than before. I'll give you that. Yeah. That's amazing.
Oh, it is another thing just to say. One reason why I'm a little less paranoid now is because I've invested in getting a personal trainer with some of my money my dad left me, and I get him quite often. It's like doing kickboxing and weightlifting and stuff like that. And I should actually have a boxing fight coming up in a few months, but I'm going to keep wraps on that. But yeah, I'll be sure to post a video though, only if I win though.
Well, hang on a minute. While we're on that, now seems like the perfect time for me to show a little video. Right. I've just got to know where to end it, because I don't want to get anyone in trouble.
Do you want to forward it to me on Telegram or something so I can see? Like, do I?
No, it'll be on the screen. But I've just got to get. Oh, I'm sure I've done an edit. Hang on. You're going to love this, people. You're going to absolutely love it. But now's the perfect time. But if I play the wrong one, it will be a big mistake. Oh man. Hang on. Right, hang on.
Properly and show.
Hang on. Hang on. But hang on. I'll stop it there. So I won't play. So you know Harry. You know Harry.
Of course, I know Harry. My very close friend, my dear friend Harry.
So everyone, the glorious House of Scrubs. Don't forget, I'm a writer. Top link in the description. Barclay hasn't read any. It's all right. It's not a problem. It doesn't.
I think I once considered opening one of your things when I didn't do it. So there you go. That's as close as I got to reading it.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that you actually turned it down. Well, do you want to see a little bit of Harry?
Yeah, go on.
He'll be going fucking mad if he's watching this. He will not be impressed. You're only getting a couple of seconds, though, people.
Right.
Shit, am I in this?
Go on. Show some moves.
Look how ripped he is, though. Harry is so fucking ripped.
He was, he's like 63 kg in this video.
Oh, that's not me. That's me. You can hear on the overdub. So I'll stay silent.
Oh, is this when me and you were on a phone call together or something like that?
Yeah,
on a video call. Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, don't let the cat out of the bag, Bartley. That's what I was trying to prevent. Look at him go. Look, I said to him, "Show us your moves," and he did. Look. Look at him go. Look.
Legend.
I didn't tell him I was recording it at the time, but I've been keeping that for a special occasion. But ripped, man, he's ripped, isn't he, Harry? Absolutely.
I think he's gone really heavy now as well. Like then he was 63 kg. That must have been around like August, or maybe August, early September. And now he's like 80 kg or something like that. He's told me. He's like 85,
I'm 83 kilos, but I'm 6'2". Harry's about 4 centimeters, isn't he? But is it when you say he's got big? Do you mean he's fat or he's ripped muscle?
Ripped muscles. He's probably like a bit more like has like a higher body fat percentage now, but not too sure. I haven't seen a recent physique post.
A bit more like me, sort of thing. Smashing it. Look at that definition.
Yeah. Big delts. You got roid shoulders, Chris. You're giving it away.
I tell you what, those delts. It's easy though, isn't it? I just do those lateral raises, and in 3 weeks, you just get the front delt up. Fuck the ones behind it. I never do any back exercises because no one looks at it. Barclay, it's been an absolute. I'm not having anyone else on. I might have James on actually, but lovely to talk to you, Harry. Harry, lovely to talk to you, Barclay. I'll get that score off you come August. Look after yourself. Look after your woman. Look after yourself out on the streets, and keep doing what you're doing. Are you enjoying life?
Yeah, I am enjoying life.
Well, just keep doing what you're doing then. That's a great thing to hear. Look after yourself, Bartley. I'm sure we'll catch up in a private chat soon. I'll talk to you in a week or so.
Thanks for having me on, Chris. Thanks for having me on, Scrubs. Sub Ronnie, and I heard someone saying that girth is a new scrubism. Keep the girth up. Keep going, Girth Nation. There you go.
Wait. Before you go, because you dropped in a sub, Ronnie, have you heard, did you hear the song? Sorry, I've lost you now. Did you hear the AI song we made? We made an AI, sorry, I'm trying to talk to you and I'm also trying to find it. It's on my desktop. We made an AI song in about 30 seconds. Here, I'll check this out.
Go on, show us.
In the house of Scrubs, we like to celebrate. We dance all night and party till the morning. We love to do many things, but I list our game.
Sounds like some of that Vocaloid anime music.
We are the glorious house of Scrubs living life.
What did you say about it?
The voice for it sounds like those like anime Vocaloid. It sounds like Hatsune Miku a little bit. Or reminds me. Not that I listen to that crap, but I know of it.
The weird thing is, that wasn't a woman. It's just AI. There was no female, and that took like 30 seconds. And that was text to music. You know, you type in what you want, and it gives it to you. Incredible. Look after yourself, Bartley. I'll talk to you soon, mate.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Have a good girth. Hoita.
Good girth to you too.
Barclay Walsh. He's what's the word I'm looking for? What a strange few years Barclay's had. You know, he turned up on the scene, he had his channel, and then I got ripped up in the Times. That was part of that thing when I had Barclay and Harry and a few others on my channel, that Talking with Teens. I was accused of grooming teenage Nazis. I mean, how can I get accused of grooming teenage Nazis when I've got people like Barclay? He grooms me. Well, there you go. But people, I've seen that glasses scam so many times, and I've never seen anyone see it through. In fact, the only person who sees it through is that geezer on the YouTube videos making absolute pound out of it. Right, James, you should be able to come on. I'll put the link in the chat. I'm leaving this only for James Hayworth because it was a bit tight of me to accidentally ban him. I might have to unban you, James. Let me know if it will let you in, or maybe you don't want to do it now. Lindsay dropped a load of donations in. I've done Brad's one, done Anglo's, done Dawn's. Lindsay says, the Barkster, he looks like Pete Kember, circa Playing with Fire when he nicked all the writing credits from J Spaceman. I love you, Barkley, you beautiful, beautiful boy. Alan then said, you're doing good, young man. Keep it up. Then Lindsay said, Scrubstock 2, what a success. Tell the Scrubs that the ghost of Jeffrey Cat will be back in the chat for Scrubstock 3. Love you, Scrubs, Chris, Barkley, Pete Kember. Then Lindsay says, tell Barkley, re the piano playing, that 3 chords are good, 2 chords are better, but 1 chord is the best. The Spaceman 3S ethos. And it absolutely is. I saw where that was going. Then Lindsay says, love you, Chris and Scrubs. Stay spiritualized. Always. Big love, Lindsay Spiritualized. Now, the reason, and then Lindsay says, little Pete Kember. And then Mrs. Mean, it says, we love Barkley and his new girth. Now, while you might be thinking, fucking hell, that's a bit over the top from Lindsay. Lindsay already said to me that he wanted to make a significant donation for the Scrubstock, and so that's why he done a few donations there, and I think he probably gave me about 25-30 quid there. So thank you very much, Lindsay. Stay spiritualized yourself. And Pete Kember is the untalented one out of Spaceman 3. Yeah. I think you like Pete Kember though, don't you, Linz? Nah, man, it's all about Jason Pierce for me. Nice one, Lindsay. Much appreciated. James, is StreamYard not letting you in? He's still blocked. Right, how do I unblock him on here? Sorry, people, that's ridiculous. Hang on, setting. General. Shit videos. Oh, shift videos. I thought StreamYard just said to me shit videos. There must be. So I've banned him on StreamYard. How do I unban someone on StreamYard? I'll have to look into it. James, I'm so sorry, but it's now nearly 4 o'clock in the morning. I've got to go. I've got to go anyway. No, I've banned him on StreamYard, but I'll probably be able to sort it out off camera. I'm just going to put a bit of music on. My head's pounding now, people, by the way. Apologies. I was going to do an hour and a half. I've done 2 hours 15. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I've got to get 2 hours on the novel. It's been so lovely seeing you all. I fell asleep before the stream. People who were here at the beginning, I was woken up by a Vart. What was I, 20 minutes late? And how lovely that people are still here. Oh, yeah, are there any Chelsea fans in the chat? I'm not going to dig you out at all. I'm not really up to all that. It was Packer, was it? Oh, I don't know what someone. Hello, Tej. Nice to see you. Hello, Packer. Good to see you. Excuse me. But, yeah, my head's kind of pounding at the moment, and I don't want it to become a migraine. But James Hayworth, I can still see you in the chat, but there's nowhere here where I can unban you. So I'll probably have to ban you when the stream's not live, if you know what I mean. Well, I'm sure you can work it out. It's not that complicated, is it? I'm losing the ability to string words together, which is great when you're about to get on with your novel. Here we go. Bosh. Stop it. You've given the game away now. Right. First of all, thanks to everyone who sat through Scrubstock. I'll tell you why. Because it's easy to hang around at the beginning of Scrubstock when your tune's playing and then do the off halfway through. But there were still people hanging around 4 hours later, so thank you. Don't forget, I'm also a writer. The top link in the description is my Substack. There's 23 short stories over there. They're all free. It's all free. There's no paywall. Go over there, read some of them, leave some comments. Tell me if you like them, if you don't like them, but tell me why. Don't just say shit. Well, you can if you want, but I'll probably delete it because it doesn't add anything. Thanks to everyone who donated. That's meant the world to me. I'm on my arse a little bit at the moment, and it's weird life things like my girlfriend needs 2 crowns and Wilton Charlton. And she's a bit worried that her mouth's going to go like that. Anglo says, I believe I woke you up earlier, Mucker. Glad I can help. Well, there you go. Thank you. And you've completed the circle. And I've got a bit of Mumford. It's not cold hard steel, though, but it's deep water, which is good. So thank you to everyone who donated. That is now the girlfriend's teeth fund. So that's happening. And, you know, it's so sad because, you know, I forget that she's like a peasant girl and she doesn't realise that if she doesn't get them fixed, they'll get taken out and she'll not have teeth anymore. She doesn't know these things, didn't go to school or anything. And I just forget. And I remember I sort of realised it's my responsibility to get her to the dentist and get them fixed before she loses her teeth. Not at the front, but even so, if you lose teeth, if you lose your molars, if you lose your molars, your front ones all start changing shape, and she won't be happy about that because, understandably, she's female, and it'd be awful. Ludwig drops a lady. Quick Bosch for a great stream. Nice to see Bartley. Good lad. Cheers, Scrubs. Nice one, Ludwig. I told you that Gail hit me up and said Ludwig liked my comment on Substack. Ludwig liked my comment. She was over the moon. No, always nice to see Bartley. Here we go then, people. Thanks to everyone who donated. Thanks to the boy Cray and Rags for looking after the place. And most of all, thank all of you lot for coming here. Honestly, it's an absolute privilege to stream, to be able to do a stream and have people watch it. If you haven't seen my latest video about the Twitter teen filter, go and have a look at it because it says it's a weird little look into a particular view of our culture. I'll probably do a Dragon's Den response in the next couple of days, but it's on top with work and the novel. And this is Bally G with Deep Water. Well, I hope it is anyway, or something's gone terribly wrong. Ta-ta! Oh, I'm still here. No, I'm not. I'm gone. And hit it.
Everyone knows I'm gonna be the first man down. All my friends are sick of having me around. Nobody wants to give a buddy one last break. Can't go on, I'm taking all a man can take.
Here's our pain.
Life is a curse, it only gets worse, and the world will watch you drown. Maybe my mind will fail to ever find the point. I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna make my grave underneath the wave. I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna lay my head on the riverbed. Looking back, I rejected every place I stayed.
See you later, MSM.
Woman says I'm lying in the bed I've made.
See you later. And
she says warriors don't give up before the war begins.
See you later, BBC.
So I get high to justify the mess I'm in. People get mad and people get sad, but at least they have a cause.
He's always welcome.
Emotion I can really trust. I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna make my grave underneath the wave.
Oh my God.
I'm going deep, deep down underwater.
Yeah, sorry about that banning, James. I will get it back, I promise. I'll sort it out. Sorry. No one really knows how it works, Philip, but you do get there in the end. I'll ask the chat GPT, I'm not even joking. Nice to have you back, son. Hello, darling.
I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna make my underneath the wave. I'm going deep, deep down underwater. Gonna lay my head on the riverbed. I'm going deep, deep down underwater.
Oh, that's such a shame, James. You were actually on topic as well. Yeah, I'll sort that out now, James. I didn't really know how to do it. Well, off camera, I imagine. That was Bally G with Deep Water from the album Deep Water. I've had to turn the light off because it was burning my eyes. I think I need some kind of blue lens affairs. Nice one, Anglo. Final one. Got a tape measure. Need to assess my girth. Well, I was just thinking, how's that, do you? That ain't bad, is it? Actually having one right there. It's funny with the scrubisms, isn't it? Because some come and some stay and some go, but there's always new ones. Like girth will be there now for months, if not years. And that's how it works around here. Look after yourselves. get down your own end before I give you a clip round the girth. Right.